Today is Friday, November the 19th. This is Speak On It, with your current team, nonprofit, Shrine for Ancestral Remembrance, speaks for itself. My name is Malik. We got some interesting information to present today that you probably already watched, heard, whatever. But we're going to present it with a little different flavor. We're going to start off with a person that I salute, a local attorney that Boise invited to many of our programs here at CAN TV. A young man, a man that's been around for a minute. And this is a piece that I hope they let be played because he's given a perspective on what's happening in Kenosha, Wisconsin with this boy. And I got something I would say on it, but I won't. I'm going to leave it alone like I've left it alone up until now. But I will say this much. This situation would not exist had not the Negro boy had a situation with the female and the police got involved and he did not comply, went under his seat as if he might have been going for a weapon, and he got shot up. You understand? Y'all don't want to talk about none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with Kenosha. No, that's the origins of this mess. And this boy, whatever he is or ain't, I'm not going to get in it. But I do remember my experiences as a young boy, growing up down south, seeing how situations happen. They tell us the night before, well, you need to be down there at the road at sunrise or before daybreak, and you better bring your own cotton sack. You better bring you some bologna and crackers because you ain't going to the store. You allowed to run into something that you can't handle if you get hungry, and they might not have no extra sacks. So come prepared. Maybe that's what this boy thought he heard when they told him people breaking into our stores. So come prepared to protect yourself. Oh, no, I'm not taking up for him. I'm looking at the judge. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at all of that. But don't you dare sit here, Negro, and try to pretend that this is an isolated situation where this boy just went hunting to shoot folk. Come on, y'all. How did it get started? It got started because of your behavior, Negro. So now you got these people in it, and that's why I don't want to say no more than this. And I not care what you like. It's the truth. You're making another creature trying to make him a hero. Same thing you did with that Floyd boy. They got killed. Okay, they shouldn't have. Well, that other boy didn't. Blake didn't get killed. They shouldn't have. Police, people shouldn't have went to the extreme. But what were they doing to get caught up? And it wasn't just because they was Negroes. It wasn't just because they was black. And until you teach your ugly, stupid kids how to comply, it's going to continue to happen. And in a minute, we're going to see a couple of things. One thing that just happened last night in the city of Chicago. Policeman's going to lose his whole career over one of these little thugs that wanted to rear up. We're going to get to that. But before we get to it, let me just make it clear. Had 4 savages go kill this woman on her job. Now you're going to try to find somebody else to blame other than them. And then turn on their own crew and kill 2 of them. Shot the other man in the stomach. I met an ex-Chicago police officer this morning. He drove up to me. I was, and he told me about his experience with those people. This very same day, they drove up to him. They asked him a question. He said no. They came back. And then he had to show them who he was. And then they gripped and went on. But had not he been able to show them what he would do to them, they would have took him off, asking him, you want to buy some CDs? And here he is, 70 years old. He said, no, dude, woo-woo, they use thumb drives. Now, what? Then they swing back to get ready to take his stuff, and he come up. Say, all right. Then they break like the cowards they are. You understand? Brother, let's show this so we can try to get back on this piece of paper.
His crime spree spanned for a total of 8 miles. A beloved armored security guard was killed. And in addition to that, Chicago police say the bad guys turned on their own robbery crew.
Both are charged with first-degree murder for the killing of the female guard.
Police say these two went on an all-out crime spree. 19-year-old Antoine Montgomery and 20-year-old DeAndre Jennings. The crime spree started at this Bank of America where 47-year-old LaShonda Harts lost her life.
She loved God. I mean, so her heart, she had a heart of gold.
Hart shared this message with her friend. She was excited about her new job as an armored security guard with LaGuardia. LaShonda wasn't even on the job a month when she was filling up the ATM in the West Chatham neighborhood. She was ambushed at 10:19 Monday morning on 83rd and Princeton.
It's really difficult to process for me because, you know, it was just difficult to process.
Hart, a mother of an adult son, was fatally shot 6 times. Her 46-year-old partner fired back but missed. He's in critical condition. 36 minutes later, the robbery crew apparently hit a cell phone store. Shortly after, CPD got a call about a double homicide inside this SUV in the 8700 block of South Saginaw. Outside the car were Boost mobile phones from the store robbery. Police say the 2 men inside were dead, and the 2 suspects, now in custody, ran into a home nearby. Police recovered the guns used to fire at Hart and her partner.
After the robberies and murders, they got into an altercation with each other, and 2 are deceased and 2 are charged.
And the 2 that are charged right now, they face additional charges, including that double homicide that happened in the 8700 block of South Saginaw. Live in downtown, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
That's it, all I need to say, Omar. Just run another 2 pieces on that because everything gonna be redundant on these 2 clowns. You know, I heard that one of these little politicians downstate is somehow or another summons the to ask that they revisit capital punishment.
Start killing some of them. Know you deserve more for the holidays.
Maybe the capital punishment might need to be reinstituted. But I ain't gonna get into that, because when I was saying that, he had little white folks saying that they didn't believe in labels. Now he's saying kill them. You know, sometimes Negroes is a trip. White folks say one thing, and then they hear what you said, and the next thing you know, they echoing what you're saying, but it's all right when the white folk want to challenge you, and they want to agree with the white folk. No.
Have devalued your own life.
And because they are doing what they are doing, you need to reinstitute capital punishment. Life in the joint, I wouldn't go for that. Waste the taxpayers' dollars. Execute them, shoot them with the needle, whatever it takes to get rid of them, because they'll waste the society, watch the society come on, I don't want to hear nothing about no rehabilitation. Stop lying. It ain't no damn rehabilitation for these creatures here. But you let them out. One of them boys that have been in and out of jail so many times is ridiculous. The one that I'm almost certain I know. You know what I'm saying? But you just keep letting them out. And you think that's cool. It ain't cool at all. The problem is, you done got played. And now you don't know how to get out of it. So I salute this person, this politician, state level, that's got the audacity. But it's about to be election season, so maybe he got another agenda too. But I salute him, and I hope he's successful. in getting that reconsidered and even reinstituted. Don't care about you being a juvenile. You do these heinous crimes, then we're going to treat you like the heathen you acted. Brother, let's see, can we find the one with Sam Adams? It should be on either at the bottom or the top. They were doing an interview with him, and we're going to start with that and just follow down from Sam Adams, because there's some other things that I think we need to do before I make commentary on some of this stuff, because some other things will speak better for themselves. You just keep on strolling, and it'll be the first when you just keep on. There you go. Forget about that, boy. Keep going. Right there. That's the one we need. And then we'll just follow that, and that way I get back on track.
Arguments in Kyle Rittenhouse's murder trial began, which means his fate could be in the hands of a jury within hours.
And joining us now to talk about the case is defense attorney Sam Adams Jr., who worked on several high-profile cases, including representing former Governor Rod Blagojevich. Good morning, Sam. And
good morning.
In your opinion, we've heard the Rittenhouse attorney say this is self-defense. Look at the video. Rittenhouse was being attacked. In your opinion, do you think the prosecution has been able to prove this is not self-defense?
Well, that's the difficulty of a self-defense case. Is not only do they have to prove first-degree murder, they have to then disprove self-defense by beyond a reasonable doubt. And in this case, it's a tough call. You see him getting hit in the head with a skateboard. You see an individual there with a handgun when he fires. And personally, I think if you take out all of the politics, this is a run-of-the-mill basic self-defense case, and the state has a very, very difficult battle ahead.
And with that, Sam Adams, the state asked for lesser charges to be considered. And so with that, I have to throw out this two-part question here, because I'm wondering, does that speak to how the prosecution feels this trial has gone for them? And then is it unusual for something like this to happen so late in the trial?
No. To answer the second one first, no, it's not unusual. Many times as a case comes in and you begin to prove things that were either lesser than that you thought you could, many times the prosecution asks for it. The judge can do it by himself, and the defense, of course, can ask. In this particular case, I don't see it as whether or not they believe their case is weak or strong. I think what they're giving the jury is an option on everything here. Because this is so highly political, because this is so viewed by the entire world, they're concerned that there's going to be extraneous factors out here that may play a role. And so they want to give the jurors as much as they can to decide so they can get something. And in this particular case, it's still very difficult because they're going to have to show beyond a reasonable doubt that Kyle was not reasonable in his assessment that he was being attacked and needed to do it. It's very difficult for them.
And we saw Rittenhouse take the stand in his defense. Do you think he needed to, and do you also think he should have?
In this particular case, I've answered this question a number of times, yes. When you have self-defense, the only thing that is of importance is what is in the mind of the person at the moment they fire that gun. And there's only one person who can answer that most of the time, and that was Kyle Rittenhouse. And in this case, yeah, I think he had to take the stand. I think it backed up his points because he did have corroboration in the videos. And I think he did a decent enough job to at least put it out there that now the state has to combat that beyond a reasonable doubt, which is always a high burden.
And so with that, did you feel that there was any other witness testimony that we saw in this courtroom that stood out for you as extraordinarily compelling?
The individual who was standing there during the second portion, who was the videographer, who actually had a gun on him. When you put a second gun in play in the line of sight of the defendant, that is something that's very compelling to jurors, that they're going to say, what would I have done under these circumstances? One person's hitting me in the head, another person has a gun in my face. Is it reasonable to believe I would have fired? That was very compelling to me because it gives you a second gun out there, which most folks would feel, yes, I can see myself doing the same thing under those circumstances.
All right, closing arguments begin today, and we'll see what happens next. What do you predict will be the verdict in this case?
My prediction is going to be, it's probably going to be a second-degree homicide or reckless homicide, first-degree reckless homicide. And I don't think that the state disproved beyond a reasonable doubt that he had those beliefs on first degree. I think it'll either be second or reckless.
But being that you mentioned the complexity of this case, do you think deliberations are going to take a while for this one?
Everything that I'm hearing about this jury is that they have been very, very attentive, listening, and they're going to take it seriously. They're also going to know, we have to be honest here, they're going to know the outcome of this very well may have implications for Kenosha, for the rest of the United States, as far as people being upset on either side. And so they want to take as much time as they can. I can see it going into 1 or 2 days. I definitely can.
All right. Sam Adams Jr., of course, thank you very much. Appreciate your presence and your perspective as always.
Thank you very much, Michelle.
Now, I'm so glad that the Spirit brought me this particular piece that I just presented. Because, like he said, minus the politics, minus the racism and bigotry, minus all of this other stuff, you know, it is what it is. And that is, what state of mind did he have? With people beating him in the head with a skateboard, with people stomping him, with people with a gun. He came there, according to some sources, to protect property. And on his way there, things happened. Now, things didn't happen with black folk. Things happened with white folk to that degree. But it was all about, they say, what happened with the black folk situation and then the eruption of black folks destroying other people's property. Keep it real. If you Negroes wouldn't have been clowning, it wouldn't be a situation. So I'm glad the lawyer spoke to it, because you get sort of sensitive when a Negro like me just skin the damn cat. And you scary cats, place of telling your offsprings to be responsible and respectable. And we wouldn't have some of this. First thing you want to holler is racism, white supremacy, bigotry. But in this case, you got to go back to the origins. And then you take a criminal and want to make him a superhero. Next piece, brother. Oh, not Farrakhan yet, because Farrakhan, maybe these things didn't come through correctly, because there should be one about Young Dolph. That should be the next piece there. Some pieces, there's about 3 pieces on Young Dolph. So, but while you're getting that together, there's some pieces that will help us see once again how that piece right there, brother.
Memphis rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed in his hometown.
Ain't no way these folks just straight came and ran down on Dolph. Dead ass.
Maurice Hill, the owner of the shop where the shooting happened, Makita's Butter Cookies, told the news his employees said 36-year-old Young Dolph walked into the store to buy cookies.
What you get? Chocolate chip. Don't hot.
Straight out the oven.
Someone then drove up, reportedly shooting and killing him around 1 p.m. on November 17th at the bakery in South Memphis.
God damn, man. Crazy.
The rapper, whose real name is Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., is well known in Memphis and the hip-hop community.
It really ain't nothing to a giant. It's all about who really want it. Like, you gonna make an excuse or you gonna figure it out.
In 2016, he released his debut studio album, King of Memphis.
So if you, you own up to these responsibilities, and especially if you go them extra mile about doing stuff and helping people for stuff that you really ain't got to do, like, well, you a king too. Straight and up. I've been doing it my whole life. You feel what I'm saying?
Massive crowds gathered around, some people lying on the ground in tears. Young Dolph is well known for handing out turkeys around Thanksgiving in the Memphis area and donating to his former high school. Shortly after the news broke, people took to social media to share what Young Dolph meant to them, including rapper Gucci Mane, who says his heart is broken by the news, calling Young Dolph a close friend.
Man, stop playing. I'll put a 100 ball on your head.
The internet has already begun its own investigation, pointing fingers at rapper Soulja Boy.
Big Draco. Better know the
who reportedly had an ongoing beef with the deceased rapper.
We end up talking about Dolph lame ass.
Soulja Boy allegedly took offense when he heard he wasn't the first rapper with a 3D billboard and a yellow Lamborghini.
I said I'm finna paint all my cars yellow. I got the yellow Lamborghini yours. What else? I got the yellow. I don't know. We got a lot of Bentley, yellow Ferrari. Yeah. Posting yellow cars and say, I was the first rapper with a 3D billboard at Soulja Boy. Okay, cool. I let this go, right? I ain't say nothing. I said whatever. I said, but I did the flying Lambo 4 months ago on my birthday. Did I not? Right. Flying Lambo 3D, same thing. You really copied the same thing I did, but just put it on a billboard, bro. Lame as boom, let that go.
Now, according to Soulja Boy Tell Him, this has nothing to do with him and Young Dolph, but everything to do with him and Ye.
It's really about me and Kanye, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? Me and Kanye just made amends. You feel me? How Key Glock and Dolph and these is get in the picture.
They snuck in.
Snuck in the back door. God damn, this about man. Today was about me and Kanye. How the we end up talking about Dolph lame ass.
Snuck in.
God damn, clout chasing that. All right, so look, this what we gonna do.
Soulja reportedly took it a step too far.
Man, stop playing. I'll put a $100 on your head. I bet $100,000. Give me an address. How about that? I got $100K cash. Look. DM me the address. You can have all this on my hand. How about that?
Police have also responded to rumors of rapper Yo Gotti's restaurant being shot up in Memphis. They have confirmed that those reports are untrue.
Now, let me tell you something. And I hope they play this. If they don't, I'm sure Mara will just go back and edit it so we can continue to get something presented. Now, how do you rehabilitate him, huh? Dude done had more money than any of y'all running your damn mouth.
I'm sad. I don't want to live
so
in
who are you? Once he put that hit out, whether it's true or false, whether it's connected or not, so you're going to take him and do what? The only thing you can do with him is kill him. So when the politicians say we need to revisit, and I say we need to reinstitute capital punishment, dudes like him, that's who you probably need it for. Because they already got bodies all over the place that they done already put grands on their head to make grow grass. You understand? So don't sit here and act like you holier than thou. That's what you looking at. Those creatures that killed that woman and shot that man, the security people, they worse than him. At least he got enough sense to use some talent or whatever it is to do what? Make money. Get money. These bastards thought they were just supposed to go steal and take some money. But it's like we showed you last week. And we showed you earlier. Where this boy down in the loop doing that looting that they was doing. Stole. Clipped himself. Videoed himself trying to break into an ATM. And then some of you misguided kid, so-called social activists, community activists, y'all had him all on major stream TV. And then a couple of weeks ago, he get caught again. You understand? In the loop. With a pistol. With an extra clip. With a, I'm going to say modified pistol that could clip off enough rounds to kill up a whole bunch of folk. Why was he down there? Huh? He was down there because you didn't punish him for the first time. So maybe this is part of his crew here. They just go stick up ATMs. They saw what he got, 30 days in a little community service. So they figured we'll just go kill up these people, take this money and roll, and we be just like, oh boy, all we gonna get at the max is 30 days in community service. But then they went all the way, killed a couple of their rides. But that, you know, that's how they do. And then you sit back and talk about, I'm rambling. Talking about, I'm crazy. Now, I ain't heard you say that, but I know how you think. Dude, this is reality. Had you punished that other boy that was fumbling with an ATM, these idiots might have not even got the idea. But because you didn't punish him, look what we got, a mess. So yeah, reinstitute capital punishment and start with them too. All right, brother, hit this piece here. Let's stay down there in
I'm
Tennessee.
hurt. I'm sad. I don't want to live in Memphis anymore. I actually live around this neighborhood. So this is very common to me. When whoever in Tennessee passed that gun law to let everybody carry a pistol, if you, I'm pretty sure you cover murders every single solitary night. Am I lying? You do, right? Every day.
I do.
Okay, so who passed that law to let these kids come around and carry guns every day, open?
And just to know, this superstar.
This superstar that helped millions of people, that gave millions of dollars, that helped us, can come to Memphis on airways in his car and buy a pack of cookies without being shot and killed to death. And this is happening to regular people, let alone, even though he's a regular person, even though he's a mega superstar. So how does that make the regular citizens feel? We have no protection, not from the police. I'm sorry, I know that this is the news or whatever, but we don't have no protection from them because they pull us over for drive-out tags. You know, it's the law now that African Americans can carry guns, and you know they made that law so that we can kill each other. That's what it's population control.
What do you think this is going to grow into right
This is going to grow into something even more. This is not the end.
Wow.
This is not the end.
Wow.
This is finna cause a slew of retaliations, because that was for nothing. That's a father, that's a brother, that's a son, that's a nephew. Other than being a superstar, that's somebody's child right there. That's somebody's nephew right there. That's somebody's father.
See, and we see the Copyright Chicago ghetto, and I really hope that they don't block this program, because we have no financial interest or exploitation or manipulation. All we doing, y'all, is trying to present information.
Rest in peace,
and that sister was spitting the truth so clear about what's happening down there, which is exactly what's happening here in Chicago. So, you know, Omari, you make the decision when you do it. If you think those people are going to block the whole show, kill that clip. I had to wrestle with it, but when I looked at and listened to the message a couple of times, what she was saying is exactly what's happening here. And it's happening all over the place. So I know they copyrighted it, and I don't know why people copyright. I understand it's got to do with money. Well, we ain't about money on that level. We are about trying to present information that can help us save lives, that can help us stop this insanity. Yeah, now let's listen to Mr. Nino. I hope they don't knock his, because he finna preach. That's why I wanted the whole Minister Farrakhan later, because Nino finna
Rest in peace, Young Dolph. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jake. Rest in peace, Soldier Slim. Rest in peace, Mac Drake. Rest in peace, Blade Icewood. Rest in peace, Proof. Rest in peace, Big Hope. Rest in peace, Dollar. Rest in peace, Lil Fat. Rest in peace, Dope Beat. Rest in peace, The Jackal. Rest in peace, Chinks Drugs. Rest in peace, Stack Bundles. Rest in peace, Bankroll Fresh. Rest in peace, Young Greatness. Rest in peace, Hewitt. Rest in peace, Magnolia Shorty. Rest in peace, Big L. Rest in peace, Fat Pat. Rest in peace, Biggie. Rest in peace, Tupac. Rest in peace, Scratch. Rest in peace, Freaking Talk. Rest in peace, Dash Osama. Rest in peace, XXX in that show. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, FBG Duck. Rest in peace, King Vaughn. And rest in peace, Dallas Mo 3. See, black on black crime is worse than the KKK, because we killing ourselves for them. They ain't gotta do nothing to us. We killing ourselves for them. And what you gotta understand is, a prophet ain't welcome in his own home. When you get your money, you need to get up out the hood, and don't you come back to the hood unless you giving out good. Cause you can hit licks with niggas and do all that shit, but once you get your money up, you become the lick, and they can't stand that. And there's some dudes out here, man, that feel like cause you made it out, we gonna pull you back in, and we gonna leave you tucked in a casket. Yeah, a closed casket. Man, and you be feeling like you ain't real if you don't come back and show your face. You ain't real. But let me tell you something, baby. You got something to live for. You got your kids in there depending on you. You got your son in there depending on you. You got to take care of your mama in there, man. And you don't want to get gunned down by a hater. I'm going to tell you something, right? Yeah, hate is the father of envy and jealousy. And the grandfather is death. If you want to die, hang around a bunch of hating ass niggas out your own city that ain't doing what you doing. That's the reason they can't stand you. You doing things they ain't doing. They just killed Young Dolph. They just killed Pop Smoke. They just killed Soldier Slim. Feel like yesterday, man. You don't want to be him. Prophet ain't welcome in his own home. The Bible telling you that. And I'm going to tell you this, man. Get your money and dismiss that hood shit, man. It's time to get up out the hood and live good. Man, there's plenty of things you could do outside of the hood, man. You get you some money, man, and live good, man. Ain't no sense of going back into that shit when you just came up out that shit. It's like y'all niggas allergic to free air. It's like y'all niggas allergic to live, man. Stop going back to the hood unless you're giving back. Because you become the lick when you got the bricks and the money and all that shit. Them niggas don't like you when you got the money. They hate you when you got the money. They can't stand, because we've been taught, designed to kill each other. We've been designed to hate each other. We've been designed to hate on each other. We've been designed, you understand me, and programmed to feel like, man, I'm going to hate on this nigga. I'm going to kill this nigga because he came up. But let me tell you something, man. Rest in peace, Young Dolph, man, a young legend of Memphis, man, died in Memphis today. And everybody gonna run to the internet and yell R.I.P. And everybody gonna run to the internet and talk about how good he was and all that. Just a week ago, they couldn't stand his ass. That's how they gonna do. They gonna do you like that. A prophet ain't welcome in his own home, man. I'm telling you something right now. When you make it, get your ass up out the streets. Because these streets don't play fair. And these streets don't love nobody. And they'll kill you and your mama. They don't give who you will, man. They'll chew you up, spit you out, and swallow your whole baby. Rest in peace to Young Dolph. Rest in peace to everybody that been gunned down, that was trying to become somebody and trying to go back into the hood where they was born and raised just to feel like, man, I'm going to do something good for my people. I'm going to patronize with my people, man. Man died at a cookie shop. Understand what I'm saying, man? Real is real, fake is everywhere. If you a victim of hate, it's you need to cleanse your heart right now. You need to go to God right now. You need to drink you some goddamn cranberry juice and get that haterade up out your blood, because this shit real out here. Make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. YouTube.com/DinoBrown305. We the business.
Well, I sure hope they allow this to be played. Now, let me just say this. You know, that brother there, I don't know him. But I tell you, he's exactly what the Negro community needs. All of these old fake, so-called bishops, apostles, ministers, preachers, pastors, reverends, y'all need to go elect him as y'all overseer. And then y'all need to go to him and let him teach you all how to do whatever you need to do. Because you are not doing it. That's what type of message people need to be resurrected out of the coma and out of the death state and the quicksand that we are in. All of this foolishness you hiding behind under the Bible, you need to go somewhere and sit down. You need to go find this man here and let him anoint all of y'all. Because he is teaching the truth. He's preaching the word. You out here hustling with your pimp behinds. That's the truth. That's a true preacher. That's a true minister. That's a true pastor. That's a true reverend. You understand that? That's a true priest. Now, if you can't come to his standard of telling the truth, you need to shut up. Because what he said is absolute truth. And you're a scary cat behind. You need to look at this young man here. You need to listen to him. You need to follow him so you can learn. Because he can help you become a better servant if that's what you want to be. You understand? It's a shame. But I'm glad brothers like him are out here doing what they do, where they are. The woman that was in that Chicago ghetto piece down there in Tennessee. People like that are speaking. And the brother that was the journalist that was dealing with her. Chicago has become the laughing stock of the world. The garbage that's happening in Chicago, people all over the world, all over the nation saying, man, that ain't Chicago, I know. No, they ain't. Because Chicago used to set the example. Now Chicago has just become nothing. Everybody somewhere else is bringing it. But here, you think you can censor people because you're still under that white boy being your master and you being that slave. You need to check out Mr. Nino. Like I said, I ain't got no interest in none of that. But I've looked at his stuff. I listened to him. And his energy is the energy that the Negro need today to keep from becoming extinct. He's damn near extinct. People of color, you don't even know where the Negro fit no more. They don't even talk about black. They don't talk about African American. They just use a brush and take people of color. And it could be some damn Asian, some Arab, some Afghan, some anything. You need to listen to this man so he can help you find your Negro self. Because everything he said, get out of the hood. And that goes to me. I need to get the hell out of there. Living in the hood. I realized it for years. Dude, why you here? This is depressing, man. Niggas shooting all day, all night. Spot shotter, go off the police, don't follow that when they go somewhere else. Like I said before, I've probably been the last person a couple people saw on the block. Because when they get hit, I go, woo, woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? That he right. If you want to enjoy life after you have worked hard or every how you got it, your money, get away from them hoods, man. If you got to do something, sell it to them. Got to do something, go to the currency exchange where you live and send it to them. But don't go out there around them lowlifes because they will kill you. Man, I almost want to say, Omari, we don't want to really spend too much more time talking about these idiots that killed them people. I think that one piece we had, that's enough. But now, if you already got the system set up, let's go on. All right, let's go on, Omari. But them rascals, I'm not even concerned about them. Don't be looking at me. I can sit here and don't say nothing. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to you, the audience. Why are you just sitting there? Because that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking and I'm watching. So yeah, I know that it's not up there. I do that. But I also know that there's a time to speak and a time to be silent. So I was being silent. Now let's move on.
Shooting 3 people and wounding a 4th on the south side are being held without bond tonight.
Now, one of the victims who was killed was an armored car guard. Prosecutors say the other 2 who were killed were actually accomplices in that armored car heist. Dana Rebick was in court today and joins us now with new information.
Well, this is a very complex case, and it's really the brave actions of witnesses who helped identify these men and alert police to their exact location that helped solve this case so quickly. The judge today saying he felt there was clear and compelling evidence to charge them. A crime spree spanning multiple scenes that Cook County Circuit Court Judge Charles Beach said today was like something out of a movie. 19-year-old Antoine Montgomery and 20-year-old DeAndre Jennings are charged with first-degree and attempted murder and armed robbery. Chicago police say the pair shot 2 armored car guards, one of them 47-year-old LaShonda Hartz, and then allegedly killed their own accomplices a short time later. In court this afternoon, the state's attorney said Jennings and Montgomery met that morning around 9 o'clock at a home in the 8700 block of South Saginaw to plot, saying they, quote, had a lick lined up to hit an ATM and would get a lot of cash. Around 10:30, the pair headed to the Bank of America at 250 West 83rd Street and saw a Garda armored truck pull in. LaShonda Hartz and 2 male co-workers ages 46 and 51 got out, emptying ATM containers and refilling them with between $50
to $80,000. Police say Antoine Montgomery jumped out and tried to grab that container, and a struggle ensued. Montgomery, Jennings, and a third offender got out of a stolen Lincoln Town car and began firing at the guards. Hartz was shot 3 times and later died at the University of Chicago Medical Center. The male guard was shot once in the stomach and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but was later released. The encounter was caught on bank surveillance video, capturing the masked offenders and what they were wearing. About a half hour later, police say Jennings and Montgomery were seen on surveillance video entering a strip mall in the 6700 block of South Stony Island and robbing a Boost Mobile store, getting away with a bag of cell phones. Court documents show then, before 11:30, the men met back up with their accomplices, 21-year-old Naquan Harper and 27-year-old George Holmes. A witness back in the 8700 block of South Saginaw, where the offenders began plotting their crime spree that morning, heard gunshots and then saw an Infiniti SUV crash into a tree. Police say Montgomery and Jennings then ran into a home. A SWAT team was called in and arrested the two. Investigators found stolen cell phones in the Infiniti from that Boost Mobile store. In the home, they recovered 5 guns and clothing, shoes, and a mask, matching what witnesses say the men were wearing at the ATM shooting. Those items testing positive for gunshot residue and one of the guns matching shell casings found at the bank scene.
Now, both men charged do have extensive criminal records. DeAndre Jennings, 2 aggravated unlawful use of weapon convictions from 2020 and 2019. As a juvenile, a home invasion in 2016, theft and robbery in 2015, and a domestic battery the year before that. And Antoine Montgomery was currently on parole after serving 18 months for a 2020 aggravated unlawful use of a weapon conviction. As a juvenile, he was convicted of armed robberies in 2018 and 2019. Now, what detectives still don't know at this point is a motive for why these men would have allegedly turned guns on their own cohorts. Now, they will be back in court coming up, the next hearing on December 6th.
Hopefully those answers come at some point. Thank you so much, Dana Rebbe.
Yep. A last-minute reprieve for a man on death row.
Now,
If I could be you.
I said it earlier, and I'm saying it again. What did you do with them? You done already had them locked up. Wasn't enough time, but you had them. They got multiple cases, same cases, so they done showed you what their pattern is. They done showed you that they intended to do this, or something like this. And they would use weapons to do it, guns. So when the politician say revisit, and I say reinstitute capital punishment, yeah. And I say it again, for those type of creatures, there's nothing you can do with them. There's nothing you can do for them. It is what it is. Stop lying. You know you can't do nothing for them. But what you do is you turn them loose on people that are trying to be upright, law-abiding. And if that upright, law-abiding citizen have to defend him or herself against one of those creatures, you let the creature go.
Tells us he doesn't.
And you punish. You give a case and convict the upright citizen. You are some dumb, stupid hypocrites. You did that by letting them know they could just do whatever the hell they want to do, and you was going to let them go. You are to blame. Number one, for not aborting their ass. Because you knew what they coming out of. You knew what their mama was. You know if you know their daddy. So what else could they be? Don't tell me about no environment. You born with that poison in your system because it's in the bloodline of those who made it to produce you. You knew that when crack came, that this day was coming. And now these are the grandkids of the crack babies. And you sit here and pretend you don't know how, and then you make marijuana some new created cannabis that turn black men into females and black females into men. as it relates to their behavior and desires. And yet you run around here and you uphold that. You want to be part of that. You want to make some millions. So 20 years from now, when that show its face on top of the crack ones that we see cracking the society now, what are you going to say? Then you're going to be some old retarded creature talking about what you shouldn't have done. Move on to the next piece, man, because these Negroes, I wish I could just move through this TV and slap.
He doesn't feel safe in school, and he's not even sure if he's allowed back there tomorrow. Tonight, Chicago Public Schools and Chicago Police investigating this altercation involving an armed police officer who was also a security guard at George Westinghouse College Prep.
While he was choking me, pointed the gun at me.
In an exclusive interview with ABC, Sherrod Grafton says he is the student in red pants seen in this video taken yesterday at the Garfield Park High School.
I feel like it escalated way too quickly and it could have been avoided.
The 17-year-old high school senior says the incident started when he and his friends tried going out the wrong door. Grafton claims even after he complied, the guard taunted him before Grafton spoke up himself.
He came in my face and he started talking more. And then he just grabbed me out of nowhere.
Grafton says the guard's gun fell during the scuffle. Grafton also admits he fought back during the struggle, which broke his glasses.
I couldn't breathe because he had his arm on my throat, so it was kind of like me battling, trying to push him off.
Eventually, several people move in, some appearing to hold the officer back.
To be in school where he's supposed to be safe at, now he's feeling, he can be harmed. So that's not fair, and it's not okay.
Grafton's mom says the school told her to keep him home today, adding it's unclear if he's suspended. The school's principal says the incident is under investigation and that the staff member has been removed from the school, adding we remain committed to providing your children with a safe, positive learning environment. From CPS headquarters, Jesse Kirsch, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
See, part of the problem is putting that type of trash on TV. You took this creature and you elevated him to a celebrity. You understand? I mean, why are you grown people doing things so ass backwards? This little creature here probably had his boys set up so they could do this ignorant stuff, but they do that, go out the door. And then when you ride up against a man and the man checked your little punk behind, now you want to sit up looking like you're a celebrity on TV? Now this man gonna lose everything because this little thing decided he wanted to go out of the back door or let somebody in from the back door to bring in some guns, to bring in some drugs. Policeman doing his job. You ride up, you know better. You know what I'm saying? So you kick off a situation, and now you're talking about you scared, and your sorry mama standing out there talking about it ain't. Please, lady. You should have had his daddy or his uncles to whoop him long time ago. Because he's headed down a road of destruction. But he's been headed down that destruction. He say we battle. You didn't battle. You didn't. All you did is cost a man to lose his job by being a damn idiot, by being stupid, by doing what society are allowing you all to do and get away with. Now they just spent all that money building Westinghouse, supposed to be an upgrade school. And I say upgrade, it used to be straight up vocational. Now they building, I almost want to call it selective enrollment. And look at what you got in there. You got this trash up in there. And now what he's done, trashed somebody's career and life. And then you all put him on TV as if he got something to say. They should expel his behind, send him over to Mosley, we used to call it Mosley, send him to the detention center and lock him up. Because, number one, he was in violation. Number two, he committed a lot of other crimes doing so-called battle. So they need to punish him because they're going to destroy the police officer. Now, you're going to want to try to make excuses about the police officer shouldn't have this, shouldn't have that. No, the police officer done exactly what he should have done. He checked this little jump. That's what he did. He ran up and he checked him. But see the cost? But now you all gonna justify that the boy got all the rights, the boy this, the boy that. Grown folks don't supposed to do that. Grown folks supposed to know better. They supposed to have discipline. No, grown folks supposed to know what it takes to make a boy grow into a man instead of growing up being a damn savage. And what that police officer was doing was checking him. And if you wouldn't have made it such a public spectacle, the police officer might have been able to save the boy. You understand that? But you can't see that. You too busy letting your slave master make you let your offsprings be savages. Go on to the next piece, man.
I'm out here, a cop say something to me each and every single time. Every single night I'm out here delivering newspapers. What are you talking about? I'm not out here stealing. I'm not out here doing anything. I'm out here delivering newspapers, bro.
In DeWitt, Michigan, that's the voice of 19-year-old newspaper delivery man Alexander Hamilton. Moments earlier, off-duty cop Chad Vorse pointed a gun at the black teenager and threatened to open fire. Vorse has now been terminated, and the city is releasing video and audio recordings from the January 2021 confrontation.
A black male hanging out in the area, and he needs to be checked.
Vorse was off duty when he saw Hamilton early in the morning driving slowly through a residential neighborhood. The cop pulled up in his red truck and asked Hamilton if he needed directions. Hamilton replied with, "I'm just doing me." So Vorse backed up and then parked behind Hamilton. When Hamilton drove out of the neighborhood, Vorse followed. Hamilton backed up to ask Vorse what he was doing, and Vorse called 911.
Just tried to ram me.
Just tried to ram you?
Yeah.
Just tried to ram 602?
Then Hamilton backed up again to try and talk to Vorse.
He's trying to ram me.
Trying to ram 602 again?
I'm going to go shots fired if he does it again.
He's going to go shots fired if he tries to ram 602 again.
Hamilton then drove to a well-lit gas station. Vorse followed, and they drove in circles until Vorse blocked in the teenager. At this point, as you can see from the surveillance video, Vorse raised his gun at Hamilton. Witnesses called Vorse's behavior shocking. Things were still heated when Michigan State Police arrived.
Oh, you was following me because you was sitting there in the houses. You thought I was breaking in the house? No.
Vorse told state troopers he thought Hamilton might have been a suspect stealing neighborhood cars.
Fits the same description, black hoodie, freaking black guy.
Frickin' black guy. The teen did not know Vorse was an off-duty police officer.
Did you have any indication that he was a police officer?
No, not at all.
All Hamilton knew is that Vorse was racist. A state trooper relayed this report to dispatch.
Told the kid right to his face, he's like, when I see a black guy in my neighborhood, I think you're doing stuff like this.
That's right, the cop said, when I see a black kid in my neighborhood, I think he is doing stuff like stealing cars and breaking into homes. That cop could not have been more bigoted. An internal police investigation found that the officer, Chad Vorse, violated department policies. So the DeWitt Police Department fired him. However, a county prosecutor decided not to bring criminal charges because Vorse did not actually shoot the teenager. Apparently in Clinton County, Michigan, there's nothing illegal with a police officer, on duty or off, aiming a firearm at a black teen, especially if that African American is guilty of delivering newspapers. And again, that's what this victim was doing, delivering newspapers. The carrier, Hamilton, says a lot of cops in DeWitt, Michigan have pulled him over and questioned him on his route. In other words, this isn't a case of just one former cop who was racial profiling. Several cops in DeWitt believe the worst about young black men. Sadly, this happens all over the United States. At some point, police culture needs to change. Instead of fearing the worst, law enforcement needs to respect all citizens and uphold constitutional rights. Otherwise, get off the police force. I'm David Schuster. Thanks for watching.
Boy, them type of white folks there, I like them. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. What he says is true. And there's a little black boy there doing what some of these Chicago black boys should be doing. He delivering newspapers. You better not tell them about being a teenager delivering newspapers. I know over there at the Austin Voice, Brad Cummins probably the only person in the city of Chicago that got teenage black males with a job. Doing what? On that level. Delivering newspapers. That's so obsolete. But in that community, that's what they do. Brad Cummins with the Austin Voice and the Garfield Voice, those papers been doing that for the last 30-some years. Taking preteens and teenage black males, and I don't know. Matter of fact, we had, with the Who program, we had a couple of young girls delivering newspapers. That's honorable. Instead of going trying to take off a lick, an ATM, victimizing and killing people. You see? So I heard what the white man was saying. In that case, dude was a bigot. Maybe. White supremacist. Maybe. Or maybe he's just plain white man. And this person that just did the commentary, he's another white man, but he's not just a plain white man. Maybe he's something else. You see what I'm saying? There's all type of everybody. But the truth of the matter is, Negro, a lot of the havoc that comes against us is because of us. No, I am not blaming the victim. I'm just telling the damn truth. Teach your daggone kid how to obey, not just the police. How to obey you. How to respect. How to comply. Not guilty? Look here, can you believe this is interesting. That boy found not guilty on all charges. Now I guess you say what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, well, you heard what Attorney Adams said. You heard what I said before then. So now the question is, Negro, what the hell is you going to say? That was the law and that was the real deal. And you sitting here running your mouth, and now you're going to have some of your ignorant kids to go out there and start tearing up and burning up stuff. You need to tell your kids, tell yourself, your significant other, or whoever, go somewhere and sit down. Don't go out there tearing up people's stuff. Don't go out there making other people get killed and getting cases. Now you're going to be mad at the system. Be mad at Blake. That's who you should be mad at. Because had not he did what he did, this whole thing that we're witnessing now, that finna cause a whole bunch of chaos throughout this nation, would not have occurred. But it started with an irresponsible, undisciplined creature that had some kids. He's supposed to be a father setting an example. He out there acting a damn clown, and now this boy here done been let go, and now y'all gonna say that's because America is such a bigoted, racist, white supremacist, and you talking about me talking, you should be a da-da-da-da. Nah, nigga, you need to shut your mouth talking about me before your tongue bites your ass. I'm not surprised at all. I thought he would have got something. I was like Attorney Adams. I figured they was going to give him something. But to tell him he can go loose, oh man, that's serious. That's real serious. But you saw that coming. They let him pull the lottery. The judge was doing what he was doing. But now you will see. Whatever, even if it's false news, whatever it is, let me tell you something. Don't go out there and start looting and burning and being a fool. Man, anybody with common sense know that is not the way to do nothing. Don't let them Black Lives Matter and them other people come in there and get y'all excited and y'all go out there and do something stupid. Don't do all that, man. Black Lives Matter in Chicago too, where them savages killed that woman and shot that brother. Y'all ain't even talking about that. But you damn sure ain't talking about burning up nothing. Black lives matter too. They do. Well, that police officer probably would just lose his whole livelihood because this dumb boy that ain't been trained and raised by his mama and whoever else is supposed to be responsible for him reared up, got out of his place, trying to challenge a man, trying to battle a man. And this is what ends up. I don't know, I wish it was possible that he could cut from me and let you see it. Just turn on your TV and you can see it. All right, let's finish this show, man. Ain't that a trip? I ain't gonna say only in Kenosha. I'm not gonna say only in America. But I'm gonna say, what did you expect? Take care of your own business. Stop sending it off and setting it off, Negro. You made that happen. You did. This case shouldn't have existed because that boy never should have been there. And had not you been up there tearing up and burning up white folks' stuff, he wouldn't have been there. Not for that. And now they let him go because that's exactly what they think. So what am I? A bigot? A white supremacist? And all them other names you calling under your breath? Do just that. And if you think you got that much energy, do that too. Let's move on, man. The next piece we need to look at here.
15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15.
Yeah, I like this piece.
Correct!
So actually give it to somebody who needs it.
What? Karan, I'll give you $40 and 5 seconds to grab whatever you want if you get this question right.
Okay, what's the question?
Was 15 times 5? 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15?
75.
Correct!
So actually give it to somebody who needs it.
What?
Now check that.
Karan,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what you call training a kid. That's a child that's intelligent, that got potential, that's been trained, that's been raised, versus this other garbage that you do. Now this is a grandfather with his baby. This is what it takes to change that. Look at that. Play that, man.
All about it. They wasn't listening to me, but you hear me though. Yeah. You listen to me, I know. We together, man. I mean, you know, it was a long time ago, but then we came together once and for all. Right? Nobody listened to me like you do, Jay. You know what I mean? It was a serious topic.
Now, use Minister Farrakhan behind that, and we'll bring the other stuff in place. But I think it's time for Minister Farrakhan. Because, see, what that grandfather was doing, that's what it take. He was molding this baby. What people had done with the boy in the store, that's what it take. You know what I'm saying? That boy had sense. Oh, give it to somebody else that need it. Ooh, ain't that something? It's amazing. But what do you do?
Just in your own sight.
You're going to listen to this. A message to the black
community.
And the
worst thing about it is you yourself have devalued your own life. That it is no longer precious in your own sight. So money, paper, means more than the life that's sitting in front of me. This is $100. And some of us would kill another human being for a piece of paper with a dead white president on the face of it. Gold chain. Gold is fine. There's nothing wrong with having gold, but to love gold above the precious human life, where you would kill another human being so you can wear gold, or you would offer your brother drugs for paper so you can buy a car, cash. Just look at you. Just look at yourself now. He is your brother. That's you ain't selling drugs to white folks. Some few stupid ones will come and buy from you. But by and large, your customer is your next door neighbor and your neighbor's children. Hey man, try this. And what do you get? Sell this and give me some money, I'll give you some. Here's paper. You take this paper downtown to the white boy and you buy guns. Or you don't have to go downtown, he come uptown through your brother. He say, here, buy this, man. You ain't got no power unless you got your peace. So now you've chosen to sell out human life for paper, to buy a gun and bullets to do what? You don't have a gun just to wear it. You got a gun to shoot. And when you got a gun, you want to see how it works. I'm going to try it out. Who you going to try it on? Oh, there's some niggas standing on the corner over there. Let's drive by and shoot. Did they do anything to you? They don't have to. They niggas. They standing up. They over there. Shoot them down. That's the only way you can get into the gang. You got to kill your brother, and you don't even know it's your brother. It's a human life that you are wasting, and wasting your own. And every time you squeeze the trigger and kill your brother, you're killing in yourself human characteristics. So you are becoming an animal. And if you become a degenerate animal, who can treat you then like a human being? You are set up now to be slaughtered because there's a way that seems right, but the ends thereof are the ways of death.
Now, speaks for itself. Minister Farrakhan, I've been telling you a long time, but you so whatever you are. And now Nino, the brother Nino Brown that you saw earlier, he telling you too. You know what I'm saying? Negro, it's a serious matter. Now let's look at this piece here. This is a piece here where, you know, this piece is crazy. Because the officer get killed, and now this little girl here, a woman, whatever she is being supported by Lightfoot to take the position that Lightfoot used to have, and that is to be over Copa. But Lightfoot made a statement that, you know, for all practical purposes, that it was a very dumb, stupid thing they did when they suspended the officer that got killed a couple of months ago that was involved in that misdirected raid on Ms. Young's house. Let's just listen to this, because some of the aldermen got something to say, and you just think about this here for a minute.
Raged over the mayor's choice to lead the city's civilian police watchdog group. Lightfoot tapped interim leader Andrea Kirsten for the permanent job. The aldermen released a letter saying they oppose her nomination. This after Kirsten released a report that recommended fallen officer Ella French be suspended for a botched 2019 raid. Last week, Lightfoot herself called the decision to release that, quote, the height of tone deafness. Kirsten needs 26 votes in city council for her nomination to be approved.
Now, you know, I heard Lightfoot saying something. I don't know what they're dealing with. But the truth of the matter is, you know, that woman there is too damn young to be over Copa. She don't have enough, I don't care about no credentials. She ain't got enough of them either. But she sure don't have enough understanding or enough experience, nor enough wisdom. She don't. It's demonstrated by that decision. She's the interim already, but don't have the ability to know how to use common sense. common sense would have made the person in charge of that particular department or arm of government to know there was something better to do than suspend a person that's already been buried. Think. So if you can't make a decision, then the truth is, you ain't ready for that yet. But I guess, what's her name? Lightfoot thought that since she was in it when she was young, she'll see something in this young woman, so she want to put her in that spot. But I'm glad the alderman said, no, we need to reconsider this. And he said, she'll be put in there anyway, I'm sure. But I just wanted to show you the contradiction. Yes, sir, I see you got something up here. Omar, show us this.
May I see that too, please, Mrs. Chairman? Thank you.
And this dude here is definitely one of them down home. I mean, you ain't seen a person lick his hands and turn papers. Well, he don't care nothing about COVID. What the hell?
The defendant will rise, face the jury, and hearken to its verdicts.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse. As to the first count of the information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
He can't
As to
believe
the
it
second
himself.
count of the information, Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read? Would you wish the jury pulled? No.
Now he'll probably become president of the United States.
Your job is done, and we
Ain't that
started
something?
just about 3 weeks ago.
So instead of y'all talking crazy, y'all need to pay attention.
I told you it could last 2 weeks and 2 days. This is 2 weeks. This is 3 weeks. You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who had a very difficult job of keeping from discussing the case during the time that they were sequestered as well.
You're the boy
All
in
of
shop.
you just, I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. And it has truly been my pleasure. I think, without commenting on your verdict, the verdicts themselves, just in terms of your the attentiveness and the cooperation that you gave to us, justifies the confidence that the founders of our country placed in you. So I dismiss you at this time.
And you Negroes need to pay attention to this judge like you've been doing all week.
Of this case with anyone.
That's America
You're
right
welcome
there.
to do so as little or as much
You
as you
need to
want.
snap out of stupid Negro,
The media
because
have
this is what they
requested,
doing.
a number of media sources have requested
This
the
is how they
ability
do
to
things.
talk to you, and they have been
Those of y'all living in these urban
allowed
areas,
to present
y'all don't know reality.
presentations
That's
to you
reality
that you get in
right there.
writing, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact you. If anyone does contact you and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case, and if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed. I assure you. At the beginning of the trial, there was some concern about information and your safety, and I assure you that we will take every measure to ensure that that is your concerns are addressed and respected. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And You, as I say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want. Any questions, anybody? Thank you so much. And you're after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be
Now,
a pleasure to work with you.
We're going to end the program with this, but let me just say this, because there ain't nothing can top this. This is really a snapshot of America in the face of the whole world. They made it very clear. You know, that's a serious matter. Now, how he ended up with nothing is a hell of a thing. But it just goes to show you. That's how they do things. So all of you big shots that think you know every damn thing, like I told you from the get, I didn't want to say too much about it. But I am surprised that they didn't give him something. But that's only because of the fact that I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be positive. The reason I'm surprised they didn't give him something because I'm like Attorney Adams. The possibility, they already got the National Guards there, they already got this and that. I figured they might have tried to give him something just to pacify y'all, to keep y'all from tearing up stuff and getting cases and other people possibly getting killed. But not because I thought that they was going to do anything because of what was done, but because I thought that possibly they would be trying to save the economy because there's a possibility that now there's going to be some rioting, some looting, and all of that. That was the only reason I thought he might have got something. But I see the judge don't even care about what's finna come. Because I guess he already know if you do it in Wisconsin, around Kenosha, he got something for you. That's if you's a white boy. I wonder what he gonna do if you black. I wonder will he let them go too? I doubt it. Now I know this is hard for y'all. But now you all got to face who you are. Now you see the real America, and Trump ain't in there. Now Biden done been all the way to Wisconsin, cuddling this boy, Blake. So you know he gonna probably do something to get this overturned. But this boy here that made all of this happen, he's done had a visit to the dude that became president because they made it a political issue. It wasn't worthy of being a political issue. And that judge just showed you what America feels about you and your political shenanigans. Until next week, alafia, peace, and good health.